Syracuse with the lead on Robert Morris. Now it's time for our New York Life Player Spotlight. Miles, this one far from surprising. Owen Hiltz.
And well-deserved. He filled up the net today in different fashion. Shooting from the outside, creating for himself, understanding the pressure, crashing the boards. He's done it all. This kid's a very special talent, and I'm glad to see him showing that today in a big game that Syracuse needed to win.
His previous career high was 4, which he did 2 times so far in his freshman season, but he's bested that with 7 goals today. Just a reminder, Notre Dame is playing Florida State in baseball. That's right now on the ACC Network Extra. That's coming up after our game finishes from the Dome in Syracuse. Sam Oppenheim with Miles Jones. There's a turnover right there by the Colonials. Pass tipped and right to Perkins. Perkins. Now to Smith. And he shoots and scores. Oh my goodness. What a goal by Ryan Smith. He's dazzled in possibly his final collegiate game.
As long as there's time on the clock, Ryan Smith is gonna keep playing. I thought his goal in the second quarter was impressive. This one is even more and tops that one. Can't see, 3 guys draped on him, steps back, puts that ball in the net.
Shall I say a lax top 5 play, possibly? My goodness.
I think he deserves it.
A special play, indeed.
Violation ruled against the Orange on the faceoff. Their first faceoff violation of the second half.
Syracuse loses the faceoff, and John Desko company still on their way to a pretty sizable win in what he kind of called a tune-up before the NCAA tournament. This Syracuse team has faced many ups and downs, both on the field and off the field. Where do you see them ranking in terms of the tournament, and from there, how they fare against some of these other teams we expect to make it come Selection Sunday?
Well, with the AQ not being in the ACC because of the tournament setup, I think that Syracuse with this win has a resume good enough to make them an at-large team. They're going to be a team that's going to have to go on the road and play a game in order to and win a game in order to make it to the next round. But I think they're battle-tested. I think where they need to step up is on the defensive end. They got some guys banged up. They got some new guys getting inserted into the lineup there. A couple D middies that didn't get much experience earlier in the season, now having to step up and play. They have some guys coming back from injury. There are a lot of things going on for this Syracuse team. If they're able to focus up, get a big win on the road, they'll see themselves playing a team that is a national championship caliber team. They're gonna have to then, strap it up in a big game and win that game in order to see themselves where they are capable of making it to in this tournament.
Timeout for the Orange with 2.5 to go in this game and a 7-goal lead for Syracuse. Selection Sunday is coming up in a couple days, and the big thing is it's both men's and women's this year. It's going to be a must-see event, Miles.
I think this is great for the sport. Get more eyes on the women's game because they deserve the respect that they have earned. When you see some of these female players and the way that they have led their programs to great things, you see the Charlotte Norths of the world and UNC with a lot of talent, Syracuse with a lot of talent. I think that the men's and women's being together on Selection Sunday is something really special.
First time ever that they're doing this announcement together. Boy, it's going to be very competitive. North Carolina has been one of the top teams, by far the top teams in the country, but another team that has been competitive too is the Syracuse women's lacrosse team, currently 3rd in the country. It all started though with Emily Harrischuk tearing her ACL back in February in practice, but that wasn't the only injury the Orange suffered. Megan Carney going down in the first of 2 games against Boston College, but despite her injury, the Orange come back and rout the Eagles 16-7. Big marquee win against then the number 4 team in the country. The ACC tournament just happened, and Syracuse lost by 5 to North Carolina. The Heels are unbeaten at 18-0. Really hard to see any team beating them at this point with the resume they have and how dominant they've been overall. North Carolina men's team pretty dominant in their own right too, after beating Duke to secure a share of that ACC title. And quite the battle in the Tar Heel State this season. Final 2.5 minutes to go in the Dome.